Good morning. Welcome to Grumpa's workshop. I'm Loz and this is the Sunday update for Sunday the 20th of March. So I've still got another week in March for what I'd planned. Not feeling like a very productive week this week, apart from the fact that I've completely covered every flat surface in the workshop with either sawdust or MDF dust. In spite of having all the bells and whistles in terms of air extractor and vacuums and dust extractors, it's the last 6 inches that's not working. I can't get the connections right, so that needs more work. What have I done? Well, I'll show you the stuff I've done on the bandsaw shortly. I'm pleased with that, even though it's all not quite as I would like it. It's a good start. What I did do, I thought, instead of just messing around and shuffling stuff in the garage and making jigs that might or might not be needed, I'll do a craft item. So I had a copy of something, I don't know if you know Ian Carmichael. He's not as prolific on YouTube as he used to be, but he has the Carmichael workshop. He needed a lot of woodworking, crafty things. He's another jolly chappy. And he has a website and he has some free stuff. So I managed to print myself up. I don't know if you can see it. It's a simple tea light holder that you print off, and I worked out that I can, if I print this, bog standard, it came off through the printer without touching it at 93%, which means it's a bit small for the actual holes of the tea lights. So I did some experiments and I printed it out, I think 105%, which gives the holes the right size. I know I could change the proportions, but I wanted to just experiment with something off the shelf. So that fits, and I sliced an odd length of 4x2 I had left over to make it 4x1, and a 4x1 piece about that long fits, and I printed one of these and I cut it out and stuck it down, and I have a first attempt, which I'm very pleased at. I cut the curves on the new Sabre bandsaw, use your words, Grumpa, and I cut the holes out with a Forstner bit. Problem is that it's just too just a smidgen small, so I need a slightly larger Forstner bit. But all in all, that took about 5 minutes to cut the shape, and an awful lot of messing around on the pillar drill with the Forstner bit, cutting it out. That's a good start. What I'm going to do, part of the cutting on the track saw that's made a mess of the floor, is I've cut some templates. So shortly I'm going to cut out the shape on the bandsaw and put a little 1/8 inch hole in the middle of these three, and that'll give me a template to put on prepared lengths of 4x1. Just put them on top, draw around it, put the marker hole through the existing holes in the template, and then I can cut the shapes out and batch them out like I did those rustic stars. Daughter-in-law is very arty crafty, I think I've told you. She's got a nice part-time sideline on the market selling stuff, crafty stuff, and plant pots that she does a lot of decoupage on. So this is going to be a summer project. So that's that. Now I'll shift over to show you what I've done on the bandsaw. First one. This is the rip joint jig for starting to mill logs. It's very crude and put together, and the idea is you have some pre-prepared holes in the face that you put the log against and screw the log to hold it in place. Then you run it through, rip a flat face on one edge of the log, and then you can take it off, and then you can mill it however you want to use it. So that was half an hour's worth of work, and I used one of the logs from the tree that we pruned at the front. I think it's hawthorn, so that's been resting for about 9 months. So I cut some at 4/4, and then I split them down, so I had just over 3/4 of an inch per little board. And I'm going to do, as I say, you see I put spacers on, and I'm going to tie those up and let them dry and season for a bit longer before putting them through my new thickness planer. So that's that. The crosscut sled, I've more or less finished. I've still got to make a little stop for the measuring on this, and this goes through. Nice space at the back. I've done videos for the 2 jigs separately. They're still in production, and you'll see those shortly. Right, back to my main seating position. So right, expect 2 or 3 actual build videos over the next week or so. I'm not working to a schedule because it depends on how much energy I can apply to the editing. So at the sled videos, a batch processing of a simple rafter video. Yeah, what I was going to ask is anyone planning on going to Makers Central this year? Any of you subscribers, let me know. I'd like to go. It depends on whether I can nail Nana Sue's wheels back on for the duration. It's 30th of April, 1st of May, so it's just over a month, Saturday, Sunday at Birmingham NEC. I've wanted to go for years, but I've never managed it, and I'll let you know if I can get things in place, get all my ducks in a row. It'd be nice to meet up with some of you if you'd already planned on going. So that's that. Grumpa's Workshop.uk@gmail.com. If you want to post any of your project videos, I'll stick them up. You might notice somebody sent me their latest Banggood treasure and I posted it up. Looks very nice. So that's that. In terms of workshops and time, I want to do a bit about maximising your time in the workshop, which is ironic considering the fact that we have so many health issues going on in the family at the moment that it's difficult for me to clear the headspace to actually work safely in the workshop. Some of you guys know when so much is going on, you know, clarity and concentration and power tools, you have to be all there with your cough drops, or else you tend to lose fingers. I'm struggling a bit with what's happening at the moment in their family, not just Nana Sue. So forgive me if I'm a little more erratic than you've otherwise become to expect from me. Yeah, there is that. So yeah, the videos will keep on coming. All else failing, I'll try and do a Sunday update to keep you up to date. But otherwise, the weather's turning nice, so there might be some garden projects. If I can sit Nana Sue out in the sun and work round her, that would be good. That's it. I'm happy. Are you happy? You crack on. I'll go and have my cup of tea. Take care, guys.